Hello and welcome back to Vinland Saga Season 2. The finale is here. Alright, I'm gonna have to mute that. And yep, okay, we're good to go. It's been a wild ride. It's been a wild ride, but has it really been 6 months? Damn, time flies. Time flies. I'm really excited. It's bittersweet because again, like it's the end of the season for now. I don't know how long it's gonna take us until the next season appears. Hopefully not as long as the wait between season 1 and 2, but you know, as they say, let them take as long as they can to deliver a fantastic product, because obviously if there's one thing that I have to criticize about this season is that sometimes the production isn't consistent. There's some incredible episodes and some episodes feel like it could used to be, you know, it could maybe be left in the oven maybe a couple of minutes more to bake, but overall it pales in comparison to the absolute level of quality of the writing of the show, because goddamn, it's incredible. It's incredible. It's touching, it's sweet, it's an emotional roller coaster. It's a journey that I feel like a lot of people were not expecting, but at the same time, it is everything that Vinland Saga is supposed to be. It's gonna be bittersweet. I'm actually sad. I'm actually sad that we're not gonna be watching Vinland Saga next week. Like, next week, Mondays will be empty. Like, we're not really gonna be doing anything next week. I'm not gonna be streaming. I have to figure out like the next schedule for like next month, because obviously we need to fill in the gaps. Maybe Vagabond? Who knows? Still needs to. I still need to figure out like the schedule. But yeah, it's bittersweet. I'm sad that this show is ending, or at least this season is ending. Oh man. I am stalling because I'm still waiting for some people to join. But thank you all for tuning in. Welcome, Sacha. Ergo Hash, welcome back. Thank you. Good to see you back. Yep. Thank you. Good to see you. Even as manga readers who get chapters each month, I'm still grieving this. Ooh, yeah. Oh, which I guess I didn't really. Well, luckily some of you are already on Twitch, so that's good to see. So, just forgot to pin the message here. There you go. So once the reaction starts, then if you want to watch the footage, then you can hop on over to Twitch. I'm not going to do it just yet because I still want to stall. I know it's going to be frustrating for all of you because, you know, obviously you want to watch my reaction immediately, but I want to talk just a bit more about Vinland and the season as a whole before we actually dive deeper into into the penultimate and final episode of Vinland Saga, because figured as much I would rather talk about like the season as a whole now before I talk about it later, because I want to discuss the episodes by themselves and not discuss the season as a whole once we finish watching the episode. So overall, I will say, yeah, season's great. Production, obviously, there's some ups and downs, a lot of really high highs. Some lows were fine for the most part, but obviously compared to like the highs of Vinland Saga, it's left to be desired just a bit. Nothing that the Blu-ray can fix, obviously. Like, that's like how it always is nowadays, right? If the TV version had some issues, then yeah, the Blu-ray version is gonna fix it. Which hopefully is not the future of anime. It's kind of like video games nowadays, where you release a game broken and then you say, "Oh yeah, but we can fix it with patches." That's basically it with anime nowadays. We can fix it in the Blu-ray version, which obviously, well, one, it's an incentive to buy the Blu-rays, but at the same time, it's like, you shouldn't really be fixing things. Like, it should already be fixed before you release it. But hey, it is what it is. It's a time when the animation industry and of course the overall production of movies in general are also taking a bit of a hit lately. The 2020s hasn't really been fantastic for TV shows, movies, and animes in general because of what happened in the beginning of the decade and the snowball effect of what happened right now. But still, could have delayed it just a bit. But hey, it is what it is. Contracts needs to be needed to be followed, is what I'm thinking of. Chief Animation Director has said in his tweet that Thorfinn's journey will continue. Well, I mean, yeah, of course. Like, of course it's gonna continue. Like if it's not gonna be continued, then I will be pissed. The same thing happened when season 1 finished, if I remember correctly. Like a couple of, well, it took like a couple of weeks later, but yeah, hopefully season 3 won't take as long as season 2, because there's like 2019 to 2023, that's like 4 years in between season 1 and 2, so hopefully it'll be shorter than that. But at the same time, just because it's shorter and we all want it to be shorter doesn't mean that the production should take a hit, because obviously if they are going to shorten the timeline between releases, then I wish that the next season will keep up the high quality that some of the high production episodes of season 2 delivered, because obviously some of the best episodes of season 2 might as well be the best episodes of the series, for me at least. It's great. Like still remembering like some of those episodes, like obviously episode 8 and 9, the episode with what episode is it, the storm episode when Arnheid releases fuck, shit, stop, no, why am I forgetting his name? Oh god, oh god, why am I forgetting his name? The goat, why am I forgetting the goat? No, this, no, wait, no, wait. Gardar, there we go. Early dementia, oh no. But yeah, that episode was great. Like, so I'm hoping, and even the previous episode 2022 was fantastic. It may not be my favorite episode, but it's still like top 5 episodes. And I'm sure it's a lot of manga readers' favorite episode as well, from what I gather. That was great. It's the penultimate and the finale of Vinland Saga, so I am hoping and I am wishing that these episodes are well produced. It is the finale, of course, so we shall see. Alright, I have stalled long enough. Alright. So, as usual, time and base. Hang on. I need to move the chat over there so that I can see you, even though I don't really pay attention to the chat when the reaction happens. But as usual, timer base reaction on YouTube, picture-in-picture version in the description below, or if you are watching this live, then you can hop on over to Twitch, where I am showing the footage. So choose your fancy. Um, but if you are watching the VOD of the reaction, then maybe wait for a couple of hours until I am able to release the PIP version in the description, because obviously I need to render and edit that version first. But yeah. Alright. Let me make sure that the chat is visible right there. And Twitch chat over here. And making sure that the audio level is good. Alright. So, should I watch this back to back, or should I discuss 23 first and then watch 24? Like, what do you guys think? Should we watch 23 first, discuss 23, and then watch 24? Or should I watch 23 and then immediately go to 24 and then we discuss them both? Discuss 23 first, have a pause first. They are very different. Alright, that's right. Fair enough. We're gonna be watching 23 first, we're gonna be discussing 23, and then we're gonna be continuing with 24 after we discuss episode 23. Right. Grab your copies of the episode ready if you haven't already, if you're still watching on YouTube. Otherwise, let us continue with Vinland Saga Season 2, Episode 23, the penultimate episode of the season, where we continue off with the discussion between Thorfinn and Knut, because obviously we haven't resolved that yet. Right. Whew. All right. Starting with the opening. Two paths. Not all the time. This is great. Right, the imagery of Thorfinn with the sheep in his dream as well. Whew, great, great shot. Oh wow. He recognizes Thorfinn's strength though. That's the thing. Leave. Whew, that transition though. I mean, there's no point in fighting, right? Might as well run. It's not a cowardly thing to do. Yeah, exactly. While still oppressing the few, which means it's not a perfect paradise. Hmm. And yet, this action is going to change Knut. His actions of just running away. Yeah, he did not expect this. How dare you run away? He can't do anything about it. Yeah, yeah. It baffles him. Uh huh. No, which takes courage. This music in the back. Somewhere other than here. Classic. These shots has been beautiful. For the people who cannot live in the world that you create. Wow. Wow. Hmm. Still humble. That he has. That he has. Love how time moves forward throughout this entire conversation. From the sunset up until nightfall. And they're gone. Wow. Wow. Alright, Thorgil, calm down. You'll have your chance. Of course, Floki is dissatisfied. How can he understand? Oh. Hmm. Looking at the heavens above. Interesting cut that we had there. Hmm. He doesn't want to make enemies. The future king that Ashgalad always dreamed of. Someone who is worthy to wear the crown. Wow. Wow. Yamada has been like just playing the piano throughout that entire sequence and it's just been popping off. That piano soundtrack was great. Yeah, where is Einar? The grave, most likely. Wow! I love these shots. Just Thorfinn walking. Whoa! Yeah, we're just gonna have to. We want a 360 shot of Thorfinn walking up with some trees and grass. Can you render that for me? Yeah, thank you. Of course. Oh man, beautiful. Hmm. Wow. I want to stand and give a standing ovation, but Why is this show so good? Bye bye. It's been a hell of a farm. I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna miss them. If this is the last time that we're gonna meet them. Potter is alive. Look at how much Thorfinn has changed them. Let's go, Olmar. Let's go. A real man. A true warrior. Oh my god, this church music though. Holy shit. Very fitting with the fact that they are going to set out and create paradise of themselves. Man, we are saying goodbye to them. You don't realize how much you actually care about them until they're about to say goodbye. Like, I'm gonna miss them. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, that childlike voice from Thorfinn there. Snake telling their real name, showing their true bond. Ah, just Almar. Yo. Yeah, I was just about to say, just like the beginning of season one of the season, a shot of like the caravan and everything. The same message as well. How is this not the final episode? How is this not the final episode? Setting up Thorgil. Wow. From protecting the farm to actually cultivating the farm.
How is this not the finale of season 2? How? How is this not the finale of season 2? If season 2 ended here, I would have been happy. I would have been fine. I would have been like, yep, 10 out of 10 season. You're telling me there's one more episode after this? I'm already a mess. You're expecting me to watch another episode of Vinland after this? Yeah, I can see why you want me to pause between episode 23 and 24 now. I would not survive if I would immediately go to 24. I need a break. I need a breather. I need to calm down and 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 gather my thoughts and emotions just for a bit. Fucking hell, that was cinema. That episode was perfect. Oh man. Again, if they decided to end this season of Vinland Saga right there, I would have been fine. I would have been happy. I would have immediately given this season a 10 out of 10. Like, yep, this is how you wrap a season. This is how you tie up loose ends. This is how you set up the next season. This is how you pay off all of those setup ever since the first episode of season 2. And you're telling me there's one more episode after this? Hang on, I need to take some tissues. Oh man. It's beautiful. Like, I want to discuss episode 23, but I'm just still gathering my thoughts and I'm not sure how I want to discuss this episode other than yeah, I think this episode was great. It's beautiful. I do love how I love the outcome between Thorfinn and Canute.
Like the continuation from their discussion from the previous episode and how it's um it has transpired in this episode, I think was really well done. I mean, obviously, I was expecting something that they can resolve in one way or another, right? It's just that in the previous episode, it seems like they are in very opposite terms from each other, but I do love how, at the end of the day, it is Thorfinn's action, or rather inaction, that changes Canute's perspective entirely. I think that's beautiful. It goes perfectly with the theme of Vinland Saga of Thorfinn's um pacifism now, right? Of like, yeah, I'm just not gonna do anything. Like, if I fight you, then one, I will be going against everything that I am going for, and two, that's dumb. Why would I risk my life? Why would I risk the lives of other people in this farm for your petty expansionism? No, screw that. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Okay, you're not gonna stop me. And that shook Canute so much that he said, "Whoa, I wasn't expecting that." And that takes courage, right? The thing that we need to take from this isn't the fact that Thorfinn is running away because he is cowardly. No, he is running away because of how courageous he is. He knows, he realizes that this is a lost cause. He knows and he understands completely. This is pointless. And Canute understands this. And just how incredibly influential Thorfinn is as a person through his actions, to the point where even the ghost of King Swain was like, bro, that dude is dangerous. Kill him, please. He is going to ruin you, please. I thought one that was I thought that was funny, but two, it also shows that, hey, if the ghost of my dad is telling me that he's a dangerous and a very powerful person, then maybe I should respect him as well. Love the scene, love the lighting for the scene as well. The fact that Thorfinn is the one who is shining in the light and Canute is in the darkness, kind of showing that hey, Thorfinn is the way. Thorfinn is the light at the end of the tunnel. You need to follow him. Don't go against him. Love the image of the flock of sheep. Of course, we have seen Thorfinn being symbolized or being um paired with a sheep before, right? In episode 8 and 9 of season 2, right when he was in his dreamland, when um when Thor's comes in, right? Thorfinn very synonymous with the sheep. Love that they are referencing that again. But this is also showcasing that, one, if Canute is the shepherd, then he needs to be a good shepherd. Don't rule out of fear, right? You need to rule out of respect in order to gain the trust of the sheep of the flock, right? You don't want to rule in fear. That's kind of like what Canute is actually doing. But thanks to Thorfinn's action in this episode, where to the point where Canute changes his mind, changes the way he thinks, changes the way he does things. Beautiful sequence in this entire set of speechless. It's great. The dialogue's great. Canute's realization is great. The shots are great. Canute seeing like how much Thorfinn's way is actually better than him, to the point where he's going, actually, wait a minute. You have a point there, Thorfinn. You have a point there. Him leaving, saying that he gained new allies, leaving England,
and therefore leaving whales as well, right? Because we don't want whales to be fucked in this show for the respect of our dear lad Ashkalad. It's great. I would while I would love to see more of Canute in this season, because obviously Canute has been going through this character arc himself, right? From how we saw him in the first season, of how we saw him in the beginning of this season, and how he is ruling the Danes and the Vikings and England themselves, to this point where Canute and what Canute is doing here. It is a really nice character arc, but I do wish that I could have seen more of Canute. But regardless, I think these past couple of episodes have shown Canute really, really well, in my opinion. And that was the first half of this episode. Like, the first half is just the aftermath of the Canute and Thorfinn talk. Second half of the episode is the final goodbyes. And I think they nailed this. They nailed this. These final moments with the farm and everything that we've been through for, these 23 episodes. Because again, like, the difference between season 1 and season 2 of Vinland Saga is that in season 1, and I have talked about this before, in season 1, we are following Ashgalad's group and we are jumping from place to place, right? Thorfinn's home is Ashgalad's ban at the time, right? It's a moving house, it's a moving home, quote unquote, and we don't really get to spend enough time with them, right? We only spend really with Ashgalad, which is like the one that needs the most to. He's the most important part of that group, obviously, right? So for Thorfinn, it's not really that much of a connection, and for us, the audience, because we are following Thorfinn, it's also not that big of a connection as well, right? We are only connecting with Ashgalad, with Canute and some specific characters, and not entirely the band itself, right? Very different with season 2, where the farm itself is our home for the time being, and we have been in this place for 23 episodes. We have been through a lot. We grew a connection. We know the ups and downs. We know the parts of the farm that are great. We know the parts of the farm that are bad. It's become a place that we have been accustomed to. It's home. And the fact that we are finally leaving this place and will probably never see this place again, it's bittersweet. It's kind of like the end of a sitcom where the characters are moving away from like their apartment rooms or whatever, and we're like saying the final farewells and goodbyes of that place before we end the series. But it feels like that, but on a more minuscule scale. Minuscule, even though it's a farm, it's big. But I mean, like, only in 24 episodes and not like an entire series. But still, the fact that I've grown so much attachment to this farm, and the fact that when these final farewells happen, seeing these final shots of the farm, because I'm assuming we're not going to be seeing the farm anymore in the next episode, or at least the next episode will be the last episode that we're going to be seeing the farm. But yeah, seeing all of these shots, seeing Arnheid's grave, seeing all of these characters,
Olmar Pater. Spherical, Roald, Snake. It's bittersweet. I'm gonna miss these characters because, again, chances are we're never going to see these characters again because Thorfinn and Einar obviously need to move forward to Vinland. And it's not like they're gonna go into Vinland, but I do love that how we end our, I guess, our connection with them by seeing like the possible future that this farm has, right? For once, for one, the farm is in a much more safer place than before. It's very peaceful, very tranquil, especially this shot with the new sunrise, a new dawn, a new beginning, right? Everybody's doing their job. Almar being with the girl that he at first wasn't really into, but now they seem to be, together. The Carvet message, of course, being scattered throughout this entire sequence. Thorgil giving that. Thorgil may actually be the only character that we're actually going to see or meet in the future because of this. But again, it's more like, do I really want to see Thorgil in the future? Not really. It's more like, I'm fine if we never see Thorgil again. But if we do, then that'll be sweet because obviously it's still being set up, right? Headed to a place somewhere not here. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. All right. Let's watch episode 24. I'm not sure I'm ready, but here we go. Final episode of season 2. What a season. Even without this final episode, I would already give this season a 10 out of 10. I think episode 23 was already a fantastic finale to the farm arc. And I'm going to assume that this next episode is more like an epilogue to this journey. Maybe we're going to be focusing more on Einar and Thorfinn on their way in the boat on their way to Vinland, perhaps. Well, no, actually, maybe we're gonna go to Iceland first, actually, because um Thorfinn obviously hasn't met his family in forever, and that is Leif's promise to Thor's right to take Thorfinn home. And why would Thorfinn immediately go to Vinland when he could just stop by to see his family first before venturing into Vinland? Who knows? All right. Final episode of Vinland Saga Season 2. Start the timer.
End of the second prologue. The beginning of Act 1. I'm trying to figure out like the name of the episode. Monday's going to be the worst day again next week. Iceland? Have you ever seen... Yeah, he's never seen it before. Oh my god, Thorfinn is gonna meet his mom and... So what if Einar gets it with Thorfinn's sister Ylva, and then they become actual brothers? Yeah, long ago. Yeah, he's... don't really remember much when, 6 years old. He's just questioning it now. Oh wow. That's a side that we haven't seen. Goosebumps. When that title dropped, dude, I got goosebumps. Dude, I have so much goosebumps. Feels so empty though. Well, it is the winter, so why would anybody be outside? Wow. I wonder if we recognize any of them. Are these the people who were playing with Thorfinn in the beginning of season 1? That's a very typical thing that Yulva would do. Alright, let's see her. And who is that? Wow. She has matured. Everybody has matured. Smack. Harsh. No. Not really. You gotta prove himself, though. What the fuck is this? Vinland comedy. Ah, cheer up, Thorfinn. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. Oh no. Yeah. Beautiful shot. Her mother probably won't. Hmm. Let the Thorfinns talk. No, see, what Thorfinn has to do is just do the Vinland speech. And they'll recognize that from Thor's speech, and they're gonna go, oh, yeah, that's 100% Thorfinn. That's a lot of children. Grandma? Oh, wow. Wow. Mission accomplished, Leaf. You kept your promise. Who the fuck is that? Ylva's husband, and who's that? I don't know who these people are. So he did. He did marry Ylva. Whoa. Hey, Ari, you, hey. And he was there when Thorfinn, he was there with Thors as well, right? Wow. Stay. Okay. But please stay. Oh. We need to figure this out first. Uso. Yeah. Uso de aru. Wontoni? Saw that coming. Jesus Christ, she is. She will be an excellent Valkyrie, that's for sure. Yep. Oh, yeah. So who's the one in charge in the relationship? Is it Ari or is it Ylva? I feel like Ylva's the top one, Ari's the bottom. With that kind of woman? Oh wow, some of these same shots from like the first episode. Walking that same bridge as well. The place that Forrest used to work. But he's gonna have to leave this place though. I am at a loss for words as well. It's an incredible story. Yep. This music, though. The storage room? Yeah. Yeah. Figured. With doors. The slave. Yeah. That he did. That was beautiful. Wow. Ashkelad. Wow. Thorfinn shave looks kind of like Canute. Wow, and that's how they're gonna end it? Wow, that's really it. Vinland Saga Season 2. It's finally done. Am I late? A little bit. Um, just finished watching the final episode, so yeah, a little bit late. Um, Wow, no more Vinland next week. Mondays will be empty for now. That was a nice epilogue for this season. It's a nice epilogue and a tease to what's to come. Do I think it's um how do I word this? Do I think this final episode is great? Yes. Do I think it's a perfect finale? Honestly, I don't know. I love the episode, don't get me wrong. I just feel like the how do I describe it? It's like it left me feeling nice. It left me feeling nice to what's to come, but I will say that it didn't left on a really emotional high note for me compared to like the previous episode or the season finale for season 1. Yeah, no, 23 and 24 obviously does not go together. It's like completely different episodes. Like I said, like 23 feels like the finale for the farmland arc in its entirety, and 24 feels like the epilogue to the farmland arc. You know what I mean? Like I think they can make it, for me at least, speaking as a random person on the internet. But I feel like they can make 23 and 24 work together as a double episode feature, but they have to change some things around, if that makes sense. Like if the final sequence is a combination of what happened in the farm and what is happening in Iceland as they are venturing out, while also using the carve it message and splice in between, I feel like that could work for me. But 24 on its own, while it's a good finale for the season, it's not really the finale. I don't know how to describe it. I feel like 23 was the perfect finale for the entirety of the farm arc, and 24 is just the nice epilogue to the farmland and the tease for the next arc. Again, not saying that this episode was bad. Obviously, there's a lot of really good moments in this episode as well. I love that we are finally seeing Thorfinn and him interacting with his family again, seeing the conditions in in Iceland, and just seeing like the different emotional responses from Helga, from Ylva. Ylva especially was was really funny. Vinland isn't really known for its comedy, but when it hits, it hits. I really love the slapstick comedy that appeared out of nowhere for Gilva, but it's really fun, and I do appreciate some levity after all of the shit that we've been through for this entire season. But yeah, it's great. Um, yeah, it is quite a whiplash, but it's welcomed. It is welcome. I welcome some of the comedy that appears if it is done right. You know what I mean?
like in the sense of Thorfinn's reunion, I feel like Ylva and Thorfinn makes sense for it to be a comedic moment because obviously Ylva and Thorfinn they don't really, they're not really, they don't really. Oh, I don't want to say love. They obviously love each other, but they don't obviously have this always loving behavior, right? They're siblings, sometimes some siblings they do what siblings do. Sometimes they fight, sometimes they don't really care about it, and sometimes they hide their feelings, right? So having Thorfinn and Ylva's encounter be this comedic moment feels fine and natural for me. Because obviously after that we got the emotional moment, which is between Thorfinn and Helga with his mother. That works. That emotional resonance just works really well. Um, yeah. Other emotional moments that work really well for me, especially, is the this moment right here. Um, this moment when Thorfinn still remembers the place, or still remembers the fact that his father saved a slave and then burying him, right? Perfectly, how like that just perfectly encapsulates and ties well into like the entirety of season 2 as a whole, right? Of them saving slaves and how they treat them and how they show hope for these, for these unfortunate people, right, in their circumstances. This moment after Einar leaves and then Thorfinn got a glimpse of like young Thorfinn as well, asking where do people go if they want to run away from here, and then of course Thor's appearing once again, having this same shot when when Thor's was awake back and all the way back from season 1 episode 1, but this time along with his son. Oh, it's beautiful. This is beautiful. Oh, there's so many snot. I'm still wrapping my head around the fact that Vinland Saga is over. For now. This is a beautiful moment. This is a beautiful moment. This is also a really good moment, like this entire montage of like what, like who these characters before and who they are now and what lies ahead for them. Kind of mimicking again like what they were doing with the season 1 finale of like, look at all of these characters that we're not going to meet, but obviously we're going to meet them, and like they have resonance, right? It's kind of like that, but obviously, it's not about like the characters we don't know, but now it's about the characters that we do know. um it's a great moment, but for me personally, I don't think it hits as hard as the season 1 finale, nor does it hit as hard as the episode 23 final sequence with, all of the montage. Again, it's another montage, but the but I just have more connection to them. It how do I Okay, here's how I can describe it. I've already felt a sense of finality with season 2 with the previous episode, which is why I said that episode 24 of season 2 feels more like a nice epilogue. Kind of like, once you hit the climax, which was episode 23, you kind of have this downward moment where, okay, we settle things down, um we reestablish the new status quo, and we are setting up the future of the story. And that is how I feel. It's not, again, it's not a ground pounding finale like season 1, but it still works. It still works. I'm fine with this. Ascalon with the daffodils on his mother's grave. Daffodils are Welsh flowers. Basically, Romans brought it over and they flourish in Wales. Oh, didn't know that. Didn't know that. Just read some reviews on Mel of the season, and there are some very questionable takes. I am not surprised. My anime list and good anime takes, these are things that do not mix. Oh wow, the rating for season 2 also jumped to, an 8.8 rating ever since this is over because yeah. What the fuck is this? Okay, hang on. Hang on, wait a minute. 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 Look, I feel like I've talked about um some of the things that I do want to talk about of this final episode. Um it's a good final episode. Do I think it's a great finale? Yes, but it's not the finale that hit me as hard as, like the previous episode, nor is it of the past season. But still, it doesn't really change anything. It's still a 10 out of 10 show for me. Okay, what the fuck is this? Vinland Saga is the embodiment of anachronism and the self-fulfillment of the mock utterance, if you kill your enemies, they win? Uh, uh, hmm? 2 out of 10. The seeds of failure, however, were already sown even before this arc when Thorfinn's father spoke the essence of his philosophy on his deathbed. A true warrior has no need for a sword. Like a true 17th century Bushido ideal samurai based in 11th century Scandinavia who uses no sword in the literal sense of the fierce warriorship in order to settle down with his wife and children. What? What? Why? Let me ask you a question. What will you expect from a romance anime? Obviously, romance, okay? What if you watch a romance anime and spent your precious time watching it, but in the end, you didn't get to see a single scene of romance? Okay, what will your reaction be? You will be utterly disappointed. Okay, yeah, I can see that. And that's why I'm disappointed by season 2 of Vinland Saga. Okay, can you elaborate? Because the same thing has happened with Vinland Saga Season 2. In Season 1, producers did a very good job, and for that, they have my deepest gratitude. But in Season 2, they may have run out of ideas, or an old geezer may have taken over production and created a peaceful slice of life anime. Sure, a wise man once said, the older you get, the more you enjoy a slice of life, but I didn't enjoy it at all. Maybe I'm not that old. Maybe you just didn't get it. Did I not get the memo? What did they watch in season 1 that um that made them think that season 2 isn't a natural progression from season 1? Fun thing of the whole season is that in episode 23, Thorfinn's talk no jutsu worked, and Canute agreed to draw back his forces. Wow.
You know, the funny thing is that Thorfinn didn't really say anything. We just discussed this. Canute changed his ways not because Thorfinn talked no jutsu to him. It's because Thorfinn just said, "Yeah, I'm out, peace," and walks away. It was his actions that changed Canute, not his words. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? What am I reading? What is this? Vinland Saga Season 2 can only be described as a direct mockery of the source material that served as its inspiration? One would expect a deeper exploration of the chosen setting? Vinland Saga neglects to incorporate any elements of Norse mythology and culture? What the fuck? Are we watching the same fucking show? The omission of such crucial aspects is a glaring flaw, especially considering the story's focus on pacifism. What? Deliberate exclusion not only strips away the depth of the narrative, but also exposes the shortcomings of Yukimura, who manages to superficially replicate the aesthetics without capturing the substance needed to truly captivate viewers. Notably, mainstream series like Vikings contrasted the Old Norse religion with Christianity, sparking engaging debates on life, death, and the Vikings' way of life. What the fuck? Are we watching the same show? That's literally season 1 of Vinland Saga. What are you talking about? Yes, contrasting the Old Norse religion with Christianity, sparking engaging debates on life, death, and the Viking way of life. We literally had an episode in season 1 where the priest and Canute are literally talking about this exact same thing. What the fuck are they talking about? What are they talking about? It's like they don't even watch the show. It's literally in season 1. What? The ardent defenders of Vinland Saga dismiss any criticism for claiming the show to be profound and insightful, while labeling dissenters as individuals who merely revel in mindless violence, incapable of grasping the show's depth. Such claim come across as pretentious and fail to acknowledge the audience's own preferences. Boy, this review fails to acknowledge the audience's own preference and also comes as pretentious. Let's not forget that season 1 primarily focused on action. Bro. Season 1 primarily focused on action and violence? Bro. Look. I know we meme on like people watching Vinland season 1 as mindless action, but to see it actually being labeled as such is fucking nuts. What the fuck? It's like the point of the message is whoosh, r slash whoosh. It's like they don't understand. It's almost as if we are showcasing the violence and the action to contrast that with the actual message of the story that violence is bad. Wow! Who would have thought? It's like it's like when you watch an anti-war movie, okay? Like let's say an anti-war movie of any, like give an example of an anti-war movie. I don't know, like all is quiet on the Western Front. Even though I haven't actually seen the movie yet, but anti-war movie, right? The message of the movie is war is bad. But the movie shows war, obviously, because they need to make the point across that war is bad. And then you have somebody watching the movie and go, "Wow, this is amazing. Wow, this is incredible." It's like the message of the movie is flying over their heads. Moreover, the redemption aspect of the show proves disappointingly one-dimensional, okay? The main character, Thorfinn, undergoes an abrupt transformation from an Uchiha Sasuke archetype to a Jesus Christ-like figure, while leaving no room for nuanced character development. Um, what? What? What do you mean abrupt transformation? Abrupt transformation. I guess. More than 20 episodes is abrupt transformation. Leaving no room for nuanced character development. Ah, yes. While it is common for shonen anime to embody a particular idea through the protagonist, Yukimura positions himself on the moral high ground by advocating 21st century pacifism in the Viking era, all the while eliminating any other ideologies that could change his narrative. It's almost as if pacifism is the idea of the story and the moral message. Who would have thought? In my preliminary review, I maintain a rather comedic tone, but the praise bestowed upon Vinland Saga Season 2 Plus seems excessive considering its actual merits. The talented artists who thought the animation to life deserve better material to showcase their skills. Ultimately, Vinland Saga Season 2 fails to meet expectations, leaving viewers longing for either a more thought-provoking plot or more action? I love how the response to this review is funny. Also, this funny. I mean, it's great that people like recognize how fucking dumb these reviews are. And again, it's like look like you can have your own different opinions. Like you can have like your own, you know, you can. Everybody has their own thoughts and opinions. Everything is subjective, right? You can enjoy or dislike a show. That's fine by me. What I will have a problem with is if you completely misunderstand the point of the show and you take that as a form of criticism. That is not a criticism to the show. That's just you saying that you don't understand what the fuck the show is trying to do. Like, what? It's man, these reviews are funny, dude. I want to see more. Uh, it's worse than Twitter. Yeah. it's just I don't know. It's just the irony of it all is what makes it funny. You know what I mean? No, no, no. It's great. It's great for recommending them. It's hilarious because it goes to. I mean, this is like a good way to show like how people perceive and interpret media and stories in various different ways. Um, it is funny to me because of like how much ironic the those reviews are because their point of criticism is literally going against like what the show is actually trying to do. It's like the show is telling you a message and you either don't get the message or you just don't like the message at all. You know what I mean? The weirdest thing for me was to read people who justified Kettle because Arnheid was a slave and so on. Yeah, that part. Yeah, I mean that episode just brought like a whole heap of discussion, even during my reaction and discussion as well for that specific episode. And I feel like in that specific moment, I talked about like how with the circumstance and the position that Kettle was experiencing at the time, it is understandable why he is doing what he is doing. It makes sense why he is doing what he is doing, and in that regard, it is good writing that he is doing exactly what we think he is supposed to be doing, but it doesn't mean that what he is doing is right. Man, these reviews, I'm still reading them. No, 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 I'm not gonna read them anymore. It's hilarious. Curious to see like the Twitter um response from the director himself. But yeah, this season of Vinland Saga, fantastic. It's great. I love it. Um, Vinland Saga trending. Oh, I wish I could read Makoto Yukimura's tweet here in English because translating this to English, there's a lot of like there's some translation issues here and there, so I can't really read it in its entirety. But really wish that I could read this. Um, yeah, I think this tweet from
Yabuta Sensei, the director for Vinland Saga season 2, is really sweet. Uh, Even after 1,000 years since Thorfinn's termination, violence still has a huge presence, and not many may be able to make choices like him. However, for me, having a storyteller who can say Thorfinn's choice is beautiful in this day is the ray of hope. In response to Makoto Yukimura's tweet. It's a good anime. It is, Yukimura. It is. It is. Yeah, I really wish I can read this without some translation issues. And see that this anime was made with a lot of seriousness and sincerity. The staff thought it through, and it would draw so much that my hands would break. And this was from like a week ago. Awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. Who would you say? Who would you say is your favorite character is in this episode? I mean, Thorfinn. like obviously, Thorfinn. Who else if not Thorfinn? I mean, I always view Thorfinn as and Ashkelad as like the same in season one. Like Ashkelad does not work if not for Thorfinn, and Thorfinn does not work if not for Ashkelad. Like Thorfinn is still like my like one of two favorite characters in season one. So it's not like, yeah, obviously, does he beat Ashkelad now? It's obviously. Is Ashkelad alive? I don't think so. So obviously, um, I'll actually stop the stream from Twitch. So if you're still watching on Twitch, thank you, but hop on over to YouTube if you still want to discuss more. In fact, I haven't read any reviews where people would analyze literary techniques, codices, and so on. People seem to ignore the most emotional scenes and how they work for the viewer. Just expose their personal opinions and expectations from anime as an objective point of view. I wouldn't blame these people because there will come a time where you have to review something from an objective manner, but I will always say that regardless of like the objective quality of a story, our subjective opinions will always supersede that objectivity. Like, I can watch a movie and I can objectively say, yeah, this movie had a lot of problems. There's obviously some animations that weren't complete. There's like some VFX that were bad and not really baked. The structure was a mess. The acting wasn't all that good. Like, I can say that, and it is an objective take, but I can also say subjectively, I don't mind all of that. I still enjoy the movie. You know what I mean? So while I don't mind someone reviewing things in a more objective manner, ultimately, does that objectivity matter a lot? Like, again, like objectively, I can say that there are multiple episodes in season 2 of Vinland Saga where I find that it is lacking in a lot of the animation department. There are plenty of moments where characters don't have faces, where they probably should have, and it would have elevated the scene more. There's moments where I feel like it's mostly still shots and they're not really doing anything about it. There's moments where I feel like the quality dipped down. Some of these scenes may either feel blurry or low resolution or whatever. But does that change my mind in the fact that I think Vinland Saga is a 10 out of 10 show? No. No, it does not. It doesn't bother me that much. So I don't really mind. Unless it's a really stupid take. Then I would mind. um Not my favorite, but Einar has been an amazing addition to the story too. Oh yeah, yeah. Einar is great. Einar is fantastic. A true brother to Thorfinn. I love that. Um, I wish that we can get more of Einar, and I feel like because Einar is going to be with Thorfinn in this new adventure as they venture finally into Vinland, I'm excited. I am excited for the future of Vinland Saga because that means I am also going to be seeing more of Einar. Right? It's the thing about Einar is like this is Einar's season one. You know what I mean? Like this is the start of Einar's journey. Keep in mind that Einar is the one who is narrating the story of season two at the start of the season, right? He is the one who said this is the story of how I met Thorfinn, right? So this is the start of his journey. This is the start of him becoming a better person in who he is. And I cannot wait to see more of him because I feel like the potential is a lot. It's still there. Would be would be great to see like in the future if they were to give Einar like more time to reconcile with Arnheid, for example, the same way Thorfinn looks back at his father, right? Because it is that emotional connection from Einar, right? That has been lost and he still needs to grab on to. But yeah, Einar, excellent addition to the story. In fact, the catharsis of I have no enemies and the scene at Arnheid's grave are better than Ashglad's death. For you, fine. That's like understandable. um, and in many aspects, I agree. Um, yeah, it's like Ashglad's death is more like the catapult for Thorfinn, and the I have no enemy line is when Thorfinn finally hits his target, right? It's him finally realizing what he means. Einar was created for Thorfinn, just like Askeladd was. That was what Yukimura said in an interview. Um, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, yeah. In many ways, a lot of the characters that are introduced in the show does um ultimately serve the purpose of catapulting Thorfinn to the next step. Right? It's like the push that Thorfinn needs. Like without Einar, Thorfinn would not be this way, right? Einar was like one of the people who are pushing or at least helping Thorfinn, get back on track, get back on the right path, right? This show has so many good characters, like even characters that only appeared for like a couple of minutes. Everlasting impact. Thorfinn is 160 centimeters? Wait, what?
Wait, what? Thorfinn is 160 centimeters? Um, I did not know that. Obviously, like Thorfinn isn't as tall as Einar, for example, but 160? Really? 160? I feel happy because I'm a bit taller than Thorfinn. I'm like 5 centimeters taller than Thorfinn. I don't know. I thought Thorfinn would be taller. How do you rate Vinland Saga and Code Geass? Interesting comparison to have Code Geass in there as well. Without Einar, he would have been Gardar. I can totally see that. Vinland Saga, 10. Like that's not gonna change. I thought season 1 was a 10, and I thought season 2 was a 10. In many ways, season 2 is a lot better than season 1, thematically and narratively. When I heard that season 2 will be more character focused, even though season 1 was technically already character focused, but obviously a lot of people still see season 1 as an action focused show. But when I heard that season 2 will be a lot more character focused and a lot more dialogue heavy, I was expecting a character study, and that is exactly what I got. It is a character study of Thorfinn, of Einar, of Canute, of a lot of these characters, and I think season 2 beautifully and perfectly explored all of these characters and all of the different facets that these characters represent. So yeah, Vinland Saga, 10 out of 10, season 1 and 2, even though season 2 is higher. So would I lower season 1 into a 9.9? I don't know, but nah, I'm not. It's both a 10 out of 10 for me. So what was the question again? How do you rate Vinland Saga and Code Geass? So yeah, Vinland Saga 10 out of 10. Code Geass, I mean, if you've been on the channel before multiple times, I already expressed my views and opinions of Code Geass. I it's fine. I'm not the biggest fan of Code Geass. Um, it's a mess, in my own opinion. Some of the messages are good, but the execution is left to be desired, in my own personal opinion. Um, should I do a character tier list? Maybe. I mean, this is the end of Vinland Saga Mondays, so I'm not really gonna be doing any Vinland Saga next week, so might as well just do anything related to Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga character tier list. No, this is only for season 1. Vinland Saga is the easiest 10 out of 10 I have ever given. Last one for me was March Comes In Like a Lion. I need to finish that show. Yeah, I need to hang on. Vinland Saga anime characters season 1 and 2. I feel like there's more characters than what I'm seeing right now. Hang on, let me see if I can find another tier list. Vinland Saga characters anime, nope. I guess we'll do this one because I can't seem to find anything else that get rid of that and put me up here. Okay, so why is this? This is completely out of order. Okay, so I don't remember most of their names, but I definitely remember most of their faces. Okay, so S A B C D E. Let's just change E to F. No, actually, let's just change this for. Let's just change it. Goat, great, all right. Meh. Trash? What are we rating them for? Like, what are we ranking these? Are we ranking these from how much I enjoy their screen presence, or are we doing it on a more objective writing perspective? I feel like screen presence is, I don't know. It's weird because like a character like Kettle, for example, right? I think is a really well written character, but at the same time, what he did though, you know what I mean? So it's kind of hard. It depends, because if we're just going to be talking about like writing, then most of it is gonna be it's gonna be out on the top, because I feel like a lot of these characters are well written, right? So it's a matter of like, huh. The goat, great, all right, mid, trash. Uh, let's just say no impact. Like I have no emotion at all to them. Like I don't feel anything about them. Girl from season 1 whose entire village was destroyed and pillaged by Ashklad. Um she's all right. Um I mean, obviously she only appears for like 2 episodes. But her her presence in the anime and what she represents, especially during that episode, was great. I love that we use her as a tool to showcase like the immorality of human nature, of like her desire to like steal these like to steal these jewels, right? But then it's like, oh, it's bad, like like that's the wrong thing to do. But the fact that she did steal those things resulted in her surviving the slaughter, and she's the only one who is alive, right? And that leads to her questioning to God of like, God, why did you make me live? Why did you kill everybody else? What did I do? And that was great. So just for the 2 episodes that we see her, for her purpose, she was great, but obviously on the grand scheme of things, she's alright. This dude. This dude. We just saw him, like, earlier. Ah, Adi, my boy. He represents the obvious youth of like, oh yeah, I want to go outside. I want to be a warrior. And then he realizes what becoming a warrior is, and it seems he has settled down and not become a warrior, but become more of a family man, taking care of Ylva and his kids. I'll change all right to good. All right, I'll change all right to good. I'll keep mid, trash, and no impact. There we go. So, Ari, good. Good. Obviously, we don't see much of him, but from what we have seen, and especially after the fact that in the last episode, you see how much he has grown, how much he actually cares for Ylva, how much he cares for his family, his sons. He didn't really go to the warrior path that he wanted to in the in the beginning of this of the show. Good. Aranade. Of course. Of course I'm gonna put her up there. She's the GOAT. She's great. Her introduction in season 2 started off slow. We don't really see much of her, but once we get more into her and once we get like an idea of what she is, her predicament, her problems, and her purpose in the story, especially with how she especially in how she impacts our characters and especially our main characters, as impacting the story, the message, right? Incredible character. Just she is able to stand Carol's bullshittery for years, and she still comes off strong. Fighting for her life even when close to death. She's the GOAT. I'm not with LM Reactions Discord server, unfortunately, but I do watch some of their reactions. They're pretty good. She is such a GOAT. She's great. I am forgetting his name. Help me out, Chad. But he is Thorkel's like right hand man. Yeah. I'm forgetting his name. It's been so long since we've seen them. Asgir. There we go. Yeah, he's alright. He's alright. We haven't seen much of him, but from his interactions with Thorkel, it's great. It's kind of like this nice little dynamic. Hopefully, we get more exposure for him in season 3, as some of you have said. Really hoping to see more of him, especially Thorkel as well. I feel like Thorkel didn't really get much presence at all. He only appeared like one episode in this season, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, a bit disappointed in that regard, but obviously that is not the purpose, or that is not the, this is not the time for Thorkel, right? But I guess assuming next season, because of course there's still a lot of things that we haven't really resolved yet, and especially in the season 1 end of the prologue finale, where we were introduced to a lot of these people, a lot of these characters in that montage that we still have not seen yet. So yeah, really excited for season 3. Really excited. Thorkel knew there was no violence in this arc, so he just peaced out. that's great. That's great. Ashklad. Do I really need to explain Ashklad? Do I really need to explain him and why I put him up there? He's the GOAT. Always has been, always will be. This is how you write a villain. Having his relationship with Thorfinn and this beautiful back and forth between them, the clash of ideologies, how much Ashkelot really changed Thorfinn's life and how much he cares for him, even though both of them, don't really want to admit it. And still having that presence in season 2 when Thorfinn needed him most just goes to show like how much Ashkelot really means for Thorfinn. He's such a good character. He stole the show in season 1. Like, again, I love Thorfinn from the beginning, unlike a lot of people, because I think a lot of people thought that Thorfinn was lacking in season 1, which, fair enough, but personally, I enjoyed Thorfinn in season 1. But, those moments with Thorfinn will not work if not for Ashkelot. Like, how do you write a character that is obviously villainous? Like he just straight up murders people. He's literally pillages people, pillages villages, kills people, tells his man to, rape them. Go ahead. I don't care. Like the Viking life. And then still making me love this character because of what he stands for. Come on. It's such a well-written character too. Like this is how you make a likable villain. It still boggles my mind that Ashkelot is a character that exists. Because I am still thinking about it, and I feel like I am comfortable to say that Ashkelot is amongst my favorite characters in all of fiction. Like I'm trying to think of any other character that I feel just like Ashkelot does, and I cannot think of any other character. There's no other character like Ashkelot, in my opinion. He's the GOAT. Yukimura's cute character, yeah. Next up is... I'm pretty sure this is the character that we met in season 1 during the discussion with Ashkelot as they are venturing into Wales. If I'm not mistaken. Right? He was the one who was blocking the path, and then he was like, "Hold, stop! You can't pass this place. Screw you!" And then Ashkelot has to come in and say, "Bro, chill out. I'm like the descendant of King Arthur. Like, shut the fuck up." He has no impact. I'm sorry. Like, I have no feelings for him. He is a character that exists. He just appears as a tiny pebble that our character stumbles upon and then moves on, and that's it. Like, he has no impact for me. Like, he's not terrible, he's not mid, he just has no impact for me, at least. Up next, and these are the two brothers, right? From Ashklot's group. Um, I'll have to change this to alright. Good, alright. Trash, and no impact. Because I don't think there is a character that is mid. Maybe no impact is mid. But both of these I would put as alright. I think they serve their purpose well in season 1. They are the source of some comedy in season 1, which I appreciate. They are the ones who bring out some of the levity in that season. And I do love how Yukimura ends their arc in season 1 with one of them, this one, um, just not just losing their minds, right? And they have to take care of each other, but then they leave Ashplot's band. But yeah, that's Badger from season 2. Wait. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is Badger from season 2. Why does my brain just thought that uh wait, where is the brother? Um is he not in the tier list? He's not. There's the priest. Oh, there he is. There he is, fucking idiot. I'm the idiot. Yeah. All right characters, good source of comedy in season 1, and yeah. Badger, I think he has no contribution at all. In fact, the reason why I think he's trash is because of the thing with Gardar. Trying to think of something that will push him to all right, but nah. He had a good rotoscopy, but he. I guess I would put him as no impact now that I'm thinking about it. Uh, huh. I'll put him in no impact for now. Bjorn is great. Bjorn is great. I love Bjorn. Bjorn. This character that doesn't really have enough screen time in season one, but his presence is felt. I still remember when Thorfinn was still, like a stowaway, and he was just wandering around in the forest trying to find food, and then stumbles upon Bjorn, and he was the one who says like, "Hey, like don't eat those mushrooms, like they're poisonous or whatever," like giving him like, that small little advice. Bjorn is great. He is great. He's fantastic. Having him be Ashkalad's like right hand man was great, and his finale with Ashkalad as he fights him, wanting to be his friend or whatever. It's so great. I love this dynamic between him and Ashkalad. He's great. He's great. I love Bjorn. Bjorn is good. Bjorn is good. He's great. Bug Eyes has, for now, I will say Bug Eyes has no impact for me. Like, he's alright, but he doesn't have that much impact as the two brothers, for example. You know what I mean? Like, we don't really see much of him. We'll probably see more in the next season because we will be traveling along with Leaf, right? So we'll probably see more of him, but from the screen presence that we had of Bug Eyes for now is that he has no impact for me. I thought he was it's alright, like no impact whatsoever. But I could grow to like him in future seasons, right? We have Thorfinn at home. Thorfinn at home. Who is this? Who is this? Because I thought this was Olmar, but this is Olmar. So who is this? I'm actually not sure. Is this a character from season 1? Who is this? Why am I not? I don't remember. I don't remember who this character is. Who is this character? I don't remember him. I recognize all of these other characters. I don't remember him. He was in episode 21? The guy who versus Robin in season 1, interrupting the reading. Oh, yeah. The fact that I don't remember him, no impact. The fact that I don't even remember him, no impact. Someone that does impact me, Knut, the goat, the polar opposite of Thorfinn, the other side of the coin, if you will. I love Knut in season 1. Like, I really do love Knut in season 1. Season 2 Knut is on a whole another level, though. I think Knut's journey is great. And again, like, if there is an alternate show or manga that has Knut as the main character, I would 100% read or watch that because I think it would make an enthralling show regardless. Because his journey, his start, and where he is right now is just incredible.
he has one of the best character arcs in my opinion in the show, alongside with Thorfinn. It's just that Thorfinn, being the main character, has more shine than Canute. But of the episodes and of the moments that we have seen of Canute, yeah, Canute also represents like the more political side of Vinland Saga, which is also a thing that I absolutely love. If you are okay with the philosophical banter of Thorfinn and Einar and the rest of his gang, then Thorfinn is the one who is providing the actual Game of Thrones element of the Vinland Saga universe. You know, like he is the one who is doing all of the politicking. He is the one who is like conceiving and conniving and like making sure that the kingdom and the rest of England and Denmark um, doesn't collapse. And I love me a story about leaders. I do. I love stories that revolves around leaders and how they um manage their kingdoms, because usually most of the time we follow along the stories of those that are the normal folk, if you will, right? The peasants, um the thieves, the smugglers, or the undesirables. They're usually the main characters, right? Because they are the ones that the audience, the general audience, can relate to the most. It's kind of hard for us, normal people, to relate to, I guess, a politician, if you will, because of yeah, you know what I mean? So I do love me a story where the political character is done right and is very engaging. Are you ordering the tiers? Nope, these are all completely random. There are going to be like some characters that I'm gonna be saving for later though. But yeah, Canute, great. The guy with the ears that is able to listen to a bunch of stuff. Gonna be honest, no impact. Like he's there to to listen, and that's pretty much it. It doesn't like the brothers have more impact because of their comedic banter, and again, like they have more screen presence and they interact more with our main characters as well, right? Plus they have their own little mini arc. But like Ears, or whatever we call him, like he's just there to, yeah, a plot device. He's just there to tell Ashklad and the gang, heads up, Thorkel is coming, and that's it. You know, that's it. Um, yeah, the guy with the actual superpower. I'm gonna skip Anar for a bit, and we shall go with good old buddy Floki. But fuck him. Fuck this dude. Well written character. Don't get me wrong. But screw him. He's the reason why all of this exists in the first place. Fucking conniving piece of shit. Betraying Thor's, even though technically Thor's betrayed them, but whatever. Yeah. No. Just no. S tier. We wouldn't have this story, so S tier. Floki is the he is the key to all of this. Yeah, I don't mind him at all. Like, don't get me wrong. I think Floki is a well-written character and he serves his purpose well. But if you're asking me like how I feel about him on a exaggerated point of view, for now, right? Because we are like 2 seasons in,
Well, first of all, he's just not really doing anything in season 2. Okay? So his screen presence in season 2, like, he's not really doing anything. He's just there to say stuff to Canute. Like, I agree with you, Canute, or I disagree with you, Canute, but then that's it. Season 1? Screw him. Floki is the actual protagonist of the stories. See, Floki is future. Okay, theory time. Floki is actually the Thorfinn from the future. Okay, he is actually Thorfinn from the future. So hear me out. Okay, hear me out. So notice how they have a scar on the right side of their face. See, obviously, Floki is Thorfinn from the future. He went back in time in order to make all of this happen because he knew that Thors had to die in order for young Thorfinn to set sail on this adventure. So, S tier. No, fuck him. He's alright. Fox is alright. He had a lot of moments that are obviously antagonizing Thorfinn in a sense that he has always been trying to pick up on these characters, Thorfinn, Einar, and everybody else. Like, he is a dick, right? But and then Snake has to come in and save the day and whatever. But he does provide a lot of I would say good moments for Thorfinn. And his bits with Snake, yes, I agree, was pretty good. Like, if it's not because of Fox and his interaction with Thorfinn in episode 3, just like Death Sex says, like, we wouldn't get that moment, So, for all intents and purposes, Fox, even though he's obviously being a dick to a lot of our main characters, he still provides some interesting moments to talk about, some interesting ideas for us to discuss about, which honestly is more than what Floki can offer. You don't see Floki spitting wisdom at our main characters, do you? At least Fox did, and at least his interactions with Snake is that of a respective cause, like at least Fox respects Snake and a lot of the people in the farm. Most of them. So yeah, Fox, you're alright. You're alright. I would have put you in trash tier, but you do provide some good things. And now, the Storm. Yeah, that's right. He is working on the farm right now. Yeah, that's right. He is working on the farm with Snake and Spherical. So yeah, good for him. Good for him. The storm that is approaching. Gardar. Ooh, this is tough. This is tough, actually. Would I put him on the top of the list, though?
Ooh. Ooh, this is tough actually. Ooh. Cause like I'm comparing Gardar to all of the characters that I think will be on the top of the list. And I don't think he is as good as them. But I don't think he deserves to be amongst the people that I'm going to be putting at grade as well. This is tough. I'm gonna put it in grade. Okay. For one, I think even though I cried the shit out of my eyes when Gardar died, I do think overall, from a narrative point of view, Arnheid still has more impact than Gardar, and I think Arnheid is just more better written. But Gardar, for the couple of episodes that he was in the season, left a really, really impactful moment, right? His presence, while short, was felt. He represents the warrior who has lost his way. And he is a supporting character for Arnheid's full storyline, right? Um, he's a fucking Giga Chad. He has he's able to fight a lot of people even as he is losing blood. He did make the mistake of fighting other people, and which results in the slavery of his entire village, but I'm pretty sure he has learned that mistake in death. So, great character. Love his introduction in season 2. His actual introduction in season 2 when we see him just killing people, killing innocent people, innocent slave owners. Are they innocent? But setting that house on fire, and then we just see him walking outside with the flame in the back. It's just so fucking awesome and terrifying. But he is great. He is great. Yeah, I agree with you, Sacha. He's more about themes for you and me as well, than about character. Yeah, he is a character that is meant to represent a theme of the show rather than be an actual character himself. Though he is really, really well written as well. So, but it's just that the purpose of his character is to hammer in that specific theme of like the warrior who has lost his way and trying to find that right path again. The Roman dude in season 1, whose name I am also forgetting. Um, it is a Roman name. What is it? It's not Gaius, is it? No. Gratianus, there it is, Gratianus. Um, sorry about that. Yeah, Gratianus. Um, I'm stuck between all right and good because obviously he has more impact to Ashklad's character, and he did. No, I'm putting him in good. He's good. He's a good character. I enjoyed his presence in season 1. I think when he was first introduced, there's that mystical feeling of like the unknown when we meet him, because obviously he is wearing like Roman armor. He's like he has that, that otherworldly presence to him when we first meet him, right? Especially with like Thorfinn and the gang. It's like, whoa, who is this person, right? And helping them out, especially, no ill will towards them at all. He was just there to, like, hey, look, we are here to answer the call of Ashkelot. We will respect his wishes. I will take you across Wales, and that's pretty much it. Like, he's a good character. I enjoyed his presence a lot. Maybe not. Obviously, he doesn't really have that much thematic presence as, let's say, the girl from that episode. But
I like his character. I really do. I think he's a good character. Right. The difference between him and all of these other people in All Right is that he didn't really do anything wrong with our main characters, and that's why I'm putting him in good. Egghead, on the other hand, gonna put him just right next to Floki in characters that I absolutely hate. Well written, but I love to hate him. Keep in mind that he was planning to betray Canute in season 1, by the way. Like, he wasn't really all that about Canute, but obviously now he has no choice but to be with Canute because he is the king. Pales in comparison to his brother, by the way. And he's just there right next to Canute, and all he does is just like, Canute, we're not supposed to be this way. We're supposed to be killing people and pillaging people. This is not the Danish way. We're supposed to be the bad guys. Like, that was his character in season 2. You know what I mean? So, yeah. He is here to represent the bad side of Vinland Saga, as in the evil side, right? He's there like the one who's whispering to Canute like all of these bad things. No wonder Canute doesn't really listen to him anymore, because it's fucking stupid and dumb. Up next, we have wait, I remember his name. It's been so long. He only appears in like one episode. Um what is his name? Wait a minute. I can remember his name. I'm replaying the episode in my head. I cannot remember his name. Havdan. There we did. Yeah. Halfdan. He only appeared one episode. By the looks of the chat, I'm assuming that we're gonna meet Halfdan more in the future. But for now, I'll say he's alright. Actually, I'll put him. Yeah, he's alright. The reason why I say he's alright is because his introduction is also the introduction of the theme of Vinland Saga. Like, he was there so that Thor could talk about Vinland, so I can learn about the world of Vinland, how slaves are here, how, the rules of the world and everything. Like, he was there. His purpose was to build the world of Vinland and also to establish the thematic elements of Vinland. And in that regard, he's great. Obviously, he wants to buy slaves and shows how to rule out of fear and control, but he's alright. He's alright. I don't hate him as much as Floki or god damn it, as Gunnar. But he's alright. Helga. Helga's good. Obviously, we don't really see much of her, but she is good. She's a good character. A good, loving mother, and that is all she needs to be. yeah, I have nothing else to say about Helga. She is a good mother. She's lovely. She's sweet. Um, Thor's picked the perfect woman, and yeah, good character. This goofy ass fucking character who looks nothing like anybody else. Like you have everybody else in this show, and then you have this goofy ass character who doesn't even feel like he fits in the show. He's trash. That's not Helga? What do you mean that's not Helga? Is this not Helga? Like, if this is not Helga, then where is Helga in the list? That's not the slave from episode 8. Nah, the slave from episode 8 is different from my recollection. Plus, she's in Iceland from the screenshot. Like, what do you mean Helga is last? This is Ylva. This is the sister. When she was young. No, this is not Helga. This is Ylva. Yeah, exactly. Don't worry about it, Daddy Flashback. But man, seeing Helga and Gilva from their season 1 designs, and then seeing who they have become in the season 2 finale, man, time really does fly. Man. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Oh. Here we go. Kettle. Kettle. Where do we put you? Oh, this is tough. This is tough. I'll start by saying what I think about Kettle before the incident. Let's just call it the incident, okay? Before the incident, I would put Kettle in great. Okay? Before the incident, I would put Kettle in great. He is a great character up until then. I love the way he is written. I love what he represents. I love that he is a very broken man and he's just trying to fix himself. I love that he's a loving slave owner. Um, it's not really a good person, but at least he loves his slaves. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I enjoyed Kettle a lot in the first half of season 2. And his um weaknesses, right? The reason why he is this way, the reason why he is broken, um, is the reason why I love him even more. And then the incident happened. And yeah. It's a really touchy subject. Because it's not like his actions aren't as bad as all of these other characters that we put in GOAT or great. The thing is, we just don't see those actions by these people from from these upper ranks. You know what I mean? Like, the reason why we feel more acceptance to characters like Ashgalat, to characters like Gardar, is because we end their character on a really high note, on a really high positive note, mind you, right? They did a lot of bad things in the past, but we end them on a high note, plus all of those bad things that they did, we're not really seeing them. They are only either mentioned or are just there to, or are they're in the background for us to interpretate or to imagine ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, there's no doubt that Ashgalat has done really terrible things in the past. He has raided villages. He has raided multiple people. Probably did the R word as well, right? There's no doubt that he has probably done those things. Same thing with, a lot of these other characters as well, right? The thing about Kettle is that we are shown those aspects, and they are pretty fucking disgusting. They are meant, they are shown to us so that we are supposed to hate him. That was the point. It is to show the dark side of humanity, and it is the dark side of humanity, and it fucking sucks. So I am conflicted. Just as what Sacha said in the chat, it is between fuck. Oh. I don't think he's trash though. But those actions though, they really impact how you view a character. And I would say Kettle is an excellent example of, again, like a character study of someone who you can absolutely love, but it takes one action to completely ruin their reputation. He's a goat character. Wait, okay, sure. Moving on with no, I'm putting him on. You know what? I'll put him in great. Just as I said before the incident. Because he is better written than Bjorn. He is better written than Gardar. He's great. But make no mistake that his actions are completely despicable, and we should not defend what he did to Arnheid in that specific episode. But his actions are understandable why he did those things. We just obviously don't accept those things. Leaf, honestly, I'm gonna put him good. The reason why is we haven't seen much of him, but the moments that we have seen of him are excellent. And I am hoping that this next season, right, where we are going to Vinland, because that is what we are hinting at the end of the season, is what will propel me to put Leaf in GOAT. Because I want him to be up here. He is a great character. He has so much potential. It's just that we haven't seen that potential enough. So I am hoping that these next seasons will propel me to put him in S tier. Okay? But right now I'm putting him in good because he is a good character. Most of his character in season 2 is mostly, it's mostly him finding Thorfinn, right? That's always been his character for the most part. But I need more of those moments like in season 1 when he was talking with Thorfinn in the jail cell, right? That was a beautiful moment. And I want more of that exchange. I want more of that dialogue between the two, right? Because that is something that is missing. That is something that hasn't been shown, especially in season 2, even after they are reunited, right? It's their exchange has mostly been tame so far. There's no really high end philosophical, thematic, or change in narrative in like whatever in their discussion, right? It's pretty tame. So I'm hoping that in future seasons we are going to see more of Leaf. So yeah, I want more of that conversation from the prison in future seasons. Because Leaf, being the historical character that he is, should be up here. But right now, he is sitting comfortably in good. I think he is a good character. But yeah, the potential is there. Oh my god, this dude. Trash. Trash. This is the only character that I can comfortably say out of all of these characters. Like I could put Floki up here, I could put Gunner up here. I could put him here. But he stays in trash. Okay? Ashkalat's father stays where he belongs. Absolutely disgusting piece of shit of a human being. Garbage. Moving on. Olmar. Great. Olmar is great. I love Olmar a lot. He was given so much opportunity to shine in this season, and he shone. He had a really great he had a fantastic character arc. I love the way we resolve his character by the end of the season. I love what he represents. He's great. He's fantastic. Nothing else for me to say. He's great. Pater. Pater's good. He's a good character. I would put him in great, but he just lacks some of that emotional or thematic core element that these characters represent. But he is a good character. I love Pater in season 2. I think he is an excellent addition to the cast. I love how he is always there to take care of Thorfinn and Einar. He's always the voice of reason for the most part, and the fact that he is still alive. Woo! I'm happy about that. But yeah, Pater is a good character. Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh. He's great. I was thinking of putting him in like GOAT tier, but no, he's great. He's great. Um, the only reason why I didn't put him, in GOAT tier is because he's going against these people, and I'm like, nah. But Ragnar is great. I love him in season one. Obviously he kind of represents the thing that is like holding Canute off and representing like false love, if you will. But screw all of that. Ragnar is great. I love him. Um, his send off was beautiful. He his presence in Vinland season one is actually is a presence that I am missing. I miss him, and his presence in season one and moving forward with season two is something that is irreplaceable because he is that father figure that he is the good father figure, right? Like every other father figures in Vinland has been pretty dickish and terrible and horrible. Ragnar is that one father figure who was great aside from Thor's, right? So yeah, I miss him, but he is great. Let's save Snake for later, and let's move on with these two. Um, Honestly, no impact. These brother and sisters, they only appear for like one episode. Uh, but yeah, they are only there so that they can be beaten up um by Thorgil and Kettle. That's basically it. Like I don't even remember their names. Yeah, I have nothing to say about them. They are just there to be beaten and to be shown as an example. Ooh, let's go with Canute's second in command, his right hand man. He's all right. He's all right. We don't see much of him, but he's all right. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's Wolf or Ulf because I've seen both. Like I've seen both translations, so I'm not sure which one is the right one, but I'm just gonna say Wolf. I'm assuming Ulf is supposed to be pronounced as Wolf as well. But he's alright. He's alright. He is the better right hand man than Gunnar is. So yeah. He's alright. The priest, great character. Honestly, great character. I love the priest. If it weren't for his speech with Canute and what he represents and what he is um and what he did in season one, then I would have just put him in good. But the priest Willibald, at the end of the day, great character, presents the themes of Vinland Saga really well, conveys that emotion. He is the tie to the religious aspects of Vinland, and that is like the thing that some of these reviewers are apparently forgetting about in season one because season one is heavily influenced with like religion and your own beliefs. Like, huh? Hello? Christianity? The belief of Valhalla? Ashkelot's belief in Avalon? Like, the priest is there to be to relay these themes, these ideas, and yeah, incredible character.
I kind of wish that we get to see him more, maybe in future seasons. Don't tell me, but it would be sweet to see this character again. Maybe with Thorkel, because they had a banter. You know what I mean? Like they had a bit of a banter in season one when they talked about like their beliefs and such. Plus, he's an alcoholic, so there's that as well. Um, Up next, let's talk about Ylva. Ylva is she's good. I'll put him in good tier alongside with her mother. I think she is a good character, and that is pretty much it. Um, Kicking Thorfinn, kind of a dick move, but it is what it is. And not much actually. She does kind of represent like the someone who is independent, especially in season one, where after the news that Thor's has passed away and Thorfinn was gone or whatever, like Ylva started off by saying like, okay, oh well, time to work. But obviously, at the end of the day, she started crying, showing that like she's holding it in, but she's trying her best. And of course, obviously, with the passing of Thorfinn and with the passing of Thor's and the disappearance of Thorfinn, somebody has to take care of Helga. Somebody has to take care of the family. Who else could it be, if not for Ylva? So I'm just going to assume that Ylva has been hard at work for the past 15 or so years in between seasons 1 and 2, and for that, she has my respect. Okay, who should we go next? Eeny, meeny, miny. Let's go with Thorgil for a bit. Um, Honestly, great. I love him. Thorgil is fantastic in this season. He is the Thorkel of this season, and I love him. Sure, his ways are not, to be he is not aligned with our ways of Thorfinn and the rest of the gang of he doesn't have any enemies. No, everybody is his enemy. Okay, he is the one who is lustful and bloodthirsty for war. And you know what? You need that contrast, obviously, in a story like Vinland Saga. Duh. And I think he provide excellency in that. I find it crazy that I put Kettle, Olmar, and Thorgil in the same tier, but hey, they are great characters in my opinion. Like they are really well written, and their presence and their impact and what they represent thematically is great. I love his interactions with Olmar. I love that he, even though he disagrees a lot with his little brother's actions, he still respects his little brother though. That's the thing, right? Even though his little brother is like, oh, we need to go for peace, and we need to run away, and I don't want to be in the war anymore. He still looks out for him for the most part. You know what I mean? So in that regard, he is a brother that respects his younger brother despite their differences, and that is okay. The thing, the thing that made me enjoy Thorgil more is that Thorgil is usually the the stereotypical older brother that will bully the younger brother because the younger brother does not want to follow the older brother's like life or advice or whatever. Like there's plenty of characters like that. Thorgil, being the massive hunk of a giga chad that he is, could have easily been that character, but he is not. He actually respects his brother. And you know what? I respect him for that. That was great. He's supposed to be the antithesis of the overall message, but we need people like him or Thorkel to challenge the ideals. Exactly. Exactly. Like, I think I would not enjoy Olmar as much if there was no Thorgil. You know, like you need this difference, like this complete polar opposite characters that are also tied with the father in order to make these characters work. And I feel like Yukimura did an excellent job in all of these three and what they represent in season 2. So yeah, Thorgil, great. Hopefully we see more of him. Okay, up next, let's. Ooh. I'm looking at all of this and I'm like, most of these will be at the top of the list. So let's just spread things out a bit. Let's go with Thorkel since we just talked about Thorkel. I'm gonna put him on the top of the list. Thorkel is the absolute goat. I love him. Nobody can replace him. Not even Thorgil. He is fantastic. He is great. He is the best waifu of the season. Great character, and I wish to see more of him. Plus, he's very funny, comedic, and overall very entertaining. Let's continue on with Snake. Snake is great. I love Snake. Snake is fantastic in this season. I love his interactions with the main characters, with Spherical as well. He represents order and uh what's the word I'm looking for? I guess order and valor as well. He's about the law. He's about following orders, he's about following rules. But he knows when enough is enough. He has standards. He has his own ideals, right? When especially when Olmar decided to surrender, Snake was there to support him when his brother could not. Snake realizes and understands what it means to surrender, that hey, yeah, that takes a lot of courage, okay? So I will respect you and I will follow you, okay? You are a good leader. Um he has this lovable charm to him. He has this really endearing and almost not and he has this endearing and also kind-hearted nature to him, especially when he is interacting with Spherical. I think that was sweet. And the best part about Snake, I feel like, is that even when he is the law, he doesn't feel like he is above the law. Like, I'm trying to think of a moment where he tries to overtake or like overrule everything, but no. Usually he would say, usually it's not to overrule rules or laws, but it's about keeping them at bay. It's like, especially when Kettle is, telling them to like, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to like go to war, and Snake is there to go, hey, wait a minute, calm down, like he is the voice of reason. And ever since his introduction in episode 3, if I remember, episode 2 or 3, but he's great. He is honestly great. I do wish that we can get more of him. But for now, if this is the last time we meet Snake and we never see him again, he's a great character. Let's go with. Gonna be honest, this is just like 4 goats and 1 trash. Let's go with Spherical because we just talked about Snake. Spherical is the goat for me. He's amazing. I love him in season 2. He is that other father figure for Einar and Thorfinn for the time for a time. He brings that wisdom, and yeah, he's just great. I love him. I love Spherical, and I love that Spherical is also still alive until the very end of the season. I was scared for Spherical's life, especially that moment when he had a heart attack or when he collapses and he is feeling unwell. Like, I was genuinely scared for him because I don't want him to die because I love his character and I want more. And the fact that he did survive and he's still kicking in the farm, supervising everything, that just warms my heart. I love Spherical's character a lot. Yeah, he's great. He's great. Man, Spherical, man. like this old. He is the. I don't want to say stereotypical, but he is the typical old character in in your story that at first seems very grumpy, but then when you open up to him, he's very kind and he loves you actually, and he will spit out a bunch of wisdom at you. He is that character, and I love that character. I love these characters. Give me characters that are old and grumpy in the beginning, but turns out to be very sweet and will give you wisdom. I will put them in S tier no matter what. I love these characters. And Spherical is one of them. He is great. I love him for it. And let's move on. Good old King Swain. You know where he is. Trash. Where he belongs. And I hate the fact that he keeps popping up whenever we are with Canute. It's like he died, but he doesn't want to leave. He's still there, manifesting as Canute's thoughts whenever he wears the crown. Like, why can't you just stay dead? Yeah, he's well written, don't get me wrong, but like, I fucking hate him. Like, don't get me wrong, almost every single character in Vinland Saga is well written. Like, let's not let's not forget that. I think every character is well written. Floki is well written to the point where he is written to be hateable. Same thing with Swain. He is really well written, but he is written to be hateable, and it's working because I hate him. But like, for what he represents is really good. But like, his appearance in season 2 for me is kind of funny and laughable. Because like, I cannot take his floating head seriously. It's so jarring and out of place. Like, you had this really impactful moment, and I was holding it in during that time in episode 23, but you had this really impactful and emotional moment between Thorfinn and Canute as they are battling their ideologies, trying to find footing, and then Swain's head just appears out of nowhere, like this goofy head just appears, going like, "Kill him, he's a danger to us, yes, kill him." This fucking dude. It's not like Canute is gonna listen to him, so it's like completely pointless. Whenever he talks, like it's useless bladder, like it's useless information. It's going into Canute's head one year and then goes out the next year. It's not like Canute is gonna listen to him, so it's like it's very funny, but like I get what it's trying to do, but yeah. I guess it sucks because Swain had the unfortunate outcome of losing his head, because like every other character who is dead or deceased who reappeared in other people's or other characters' imagination or vision or mind looks fine. You know what I mean? Like Ashklot appears in Thorfinn's mind alongside with Thor's. Like they look fine. They look okay. They have their entire body intact because because they don't lose their bodies at all. You know what I mean? So for them, like that's perfectly fine. But with Swain, it's like, yeah, I don't have my body anymore, so I'm just gonna be a floating head. It's I don't know. it's it's very jarring. It's definitely one aspect that it is a very subjective thing, but it is one aspect that I am still unsure how to feel. I get what they're going for, and I think in the manga, I do think it works well because it's like a still image. But when you have the floating head just like there, moving around on your screen, it does feel kind of goofy. I think personally, this is my own personal subjective opinion, whatever. But I think for me to make this work, I would love it if they showed like Swain's actual body and it's holding the head. Like a headless Swain while the head is being held by the hand. I feel like that would have had a better looming presence for me to feel scared because that is fucking, because that looks scary, right? That is horrifying. But because it's just the head floating around, it's kind of funny to me. Good old Swain. We're gonna meet more of Swain in season 3 and 4 and 5, are we? Alright. Final 3 characters. Let's start with Thor's. Thor's absolute goat. The person who started the moral message of Vinland as a whole. He is the one who sets out the foundations and the fundamentals of this story, and Thorfinn is the one who expands on it. But he is a goat. He is an absolute Giga Chad. A loving father, an incredible character. He knows how to fight. He has morals. He has seen the errors of his ways in the past and he's trying to improve himself in the future, and he represents everything that Vinland Saga is trying to do. And he always appears in Thorfinn's most desperate hour. Episode 9, in this final episode, I have no doubt in my mind that we're going to be seeing visions of Thor's again in the future. Maybe on a minimal now, because Thorfinn has learned the path and is now trying to trek the path. So I don't think he has that much presence left, but I do still feel like we're going to be meeting more of Thor's in the future. But overall, what an incredible character. Einar. What a way to immediately make me emotionally attached to a character in the first episode. I was not emotionally attached to Thorfinn immediately, and I feel like a lot of people are not as well. I feel like most people start to either attach or sympathize with Thorfinn either after Thor's death or in the extreme scenario when they watch season 2. But for me, Einar just immediately grabbed my attention. Episode 1. Immediately, like, boom. This is a character that I know has a lot of potential, and I know I'm going to love him, and I was right. Einar has grown to be one of my favorite characters in Vinland Saga. I think he is amazing in this season. I love how he is always there for Thorfinn, and he is there to kind of contrast Thorfinn in a lot of ways, right? If Thorfinn does something bad, then Einar will be there to show him the good, and vice versa. If Einar is there and he does something bad, then Thorfinn will be there to show him the good. It's a good balance between them, and the fact that they acknowledge themselves as brother at episode 23 is just the icing on the cake. He's an absolute bro. He's an absolute bro. He is sweet, he is courageous, he is lovable. I'm still thinking about that moment in episode 23 when they did when Thorfinn called him brother. It's just, oh, that was such a good moment. But yeah, Einar, a great character. And as I said, Einar feels more like this feels more like Einar's season 1, right? This is still only the beginning for Einar. He still has so much more to learn. So I cannot wait to see what we have in store for him. Finally, last person on the list, the true warrior himself. Thorfinn, what a character. Just what a character. One of the most complex characters that I have seen in recent memory. Very few shows will have the main character as a favorite character. Usually it's either a side character or the antagonist. But Thorfinn managed to carry the show on his own. And I think the beauty of Vinland Saga seasons 1 and 2 is that season 1, Thorfinn was never meant to carry that show because he wasn't ready. That's why Ashklad is there to help him, right? And that is why a lot of people love Ashklad in season 1. But Ashklad's purpose is to help Thorfinn in season 1. And I think it's beautiful on a meta level that when Ashklad is gone, Thorfinn has to follow suit. He needs to carry the show now. This is his time to shine. And in season 2, he masterfully carved this season as his own, as the message itself says. Thorfinn is beautiful. He is great. One of the most, I would say, relatable characters in season 2. I don't think a lot of people can relate to Thorfinn in season 1, but I think a lot of people can relate to Thorfinn in season 2. Especially in terms of like his ideals, what he represents, his dream, right? You can't fully relate to a character that wants to kill and murder and cause chaos. But you can absolutely relate to a character that wants peace. I have no other words to say for Thorfinn. I think I have talked about him a lot for these past 24 episodes in my discussions. So, yeah, this is my list. Let's see if we can change some things. I'm fine with the GOAT tier. Like these characters, they are there to stay. Great as well, good as well. I'll put this dude in no impact because I don't really hate him. It's just that he's just there to be a thing for that specific episode, and that's pretty much it. Um if anything, I'll make a second row and I'll put this the snake here, even though I'm not gonna put snake here. This is where I'm gonna be putting Floki and Gunner. Trash will remain right here. I'm not gonna change this. And even then, like it's not like I hate these characters because of how badly written they are. I hate these characters because of how well written they are. Like we are purposely supposed to be hating these characters. And I think looking at this list, it just goes to show like just how well written all of the characters in Vinland Saga are. Like really, there's no character that I think are badly written. And even the characters that are, down below who has no impact, it's not like they are badly written. It's just that they don't really have that much screen time to do anything for me. So that's not a bad thing. So yeah, that's it. That's my list. Um, again, like I said, there are no badly written characters in Vinland Saga. I think they are all well written. Some are just written to be hated, and some are just written to just be there. Like it's not like these are badly written at all. It's just that they have no impact for me. And some of these characters that are on the great tier and good tier, especially like Leaf, for example, they have the potential to be high up on the list in future seasons, right? If we see them again. So the prospect of that is enticing and scary because it just goes to show like I don't think I can hate Vinland Saga at all. This is a fantastic show. And this is going to be the end of the stream. Alright. 10 out of 10 season. 10 out of 10 show. What a masterpiece of a show. It's one of my favorite shows of the modern era. So yeah. That's pretty much it. I will be missing Vinland Saga Mondays because next week will be just a regular Monday, I guess. But yeah. See you all next time for, I guess, the next season of Vinland Saga, whenever that may be. If any of you are asking whether or not I will be reading the manga, yes and no. I'll probably read the manga up until the point where the anime has covered it, but I'm not going to continue further than that. I will remain an anime only when it comes to the future seasons of Vinland Saga, and I want it to be that way. Okay? So, until then, see you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Have a nice day. Peace.